Hello friends and my dear students. So far in Python, we discussed how to define identifiers, how to use print statement, how to use related parameters. Hope you understood all the concepts which I have shared before. And this time I am going to discuss how to use floor division and modulo in Python and how to understand them. And we'll also learn how to use the bool type, means boolean type. So without wasting time on the discussion, we move to the presentation. So this is the presentation. Before starting the presentation, I would suggest that uh, the number line which you have studied in ninth class, ninth or 10th class, means on the line uh, left side of 0, all the negative values are plotted, and right side of the 0, all the positive values are plotted. And when you divide any numeric when you divide any negative integer by positive or positive by negative, the both most of the teachers or many of the teachers used to say that put minus aside and then follow the division. But I'm emphasizing here, do not put minus sign aside and evaluate the quotient or the division. I would suggest that keep number line in mind and then find out or evaluate what the question should be. And if you keep this in your mind, I'm sure you'll get the correct output as far as modulo or floor division is concerned. And over here you see we have two integers like a12 and b5. So they are positive integers. There is no issue if you are going to find the floor division of these two integers. So obviously when you when you apply floor division, so it always gives the quotient less or equals to the integer. Means if you divide 12 by 5, so 12 by 5 it gives 2.4. So see here 2.4. And when you take the floor of 2.4, so the quotient is 2.4, but after taking the floor of 2.4, it will give you less or equals to the integer. So 2.4, floor of 2.4 will give you 2, not 3. It is always less or equal. But the scene when you take one integer negative and other is positive, then how will you do it? So very simple. Over here, the quotient will be negative. So when you use minus 12 and divide it by 5, so obviously it will give you minus. So quotient will be minus. So when you divide it by 5, 12 by 5, it should give you, most of you understand that it should be 2 point something, minus 2.4 or minus 2, which is not. It should be, in this case, number line comes into effect. That is, when you divide minus 12 by 5, the quotient should be minus 2 or minus 3, whichever is less. So less is minus 3. So the quotient is minus 3 this time. And that is why it gives -3. And if you apply floor function, the ability function here, this will also give you -3. So C is -12 floor division 5. You can see this floor of -12 upon 5. So -12 upon 5 will give you -2.4. And when you take floor of -2.4 will give you -3, as I have told you. In the next case also, when the signs of the values are changed, now this time 12 becomes positive and denominator, that is 5, becomes negative. So when you apply this again, the output will be floor of 12 and -5, it should be -3. So this we'll do in Python. For that, I am going to load Python here, ideally. So 12, A is 12, B is -5. So A floor division B, and this gives -3. And if you want to take direct A upon B, it will give you the float quotient, that is -2.4, and you have to take the floor of this. So floor of this means, so import math module, then use math dot floor of A upon B. This gives -3. Or in place of import math, you can use from math import floor, and this time use math directly floor A upon B. So it gives -3. And if you change the sign, like A is -12 and B is +5, and if you take floor A upon B, this will give you -3 again. Okay, so back to the presentation. Now next is next I am going to evaluate over here. I have taken two integers, one is negative and other is positive. So if you are using floor division right now, modulo, then what should it give? So before evaluating through Python, I would like to explain this through this explanation. R is equal to numerator minus quotient into denominator. If you remember this relation of remainder, numerator, quotient and denominator, so this is a relation. So using this relation, you'll be able to find out the modulo very easily. Okay, so if you are applying A modulo B here, that will give you +1, whereas one integer is negative and other is positive. So how come positive value comes as modulo or remainder? Over here, we'll apply this theory. -5 modulo 2. So this is the relation. So put -5 here. So this is numerator minus quotient. Quotient means floor division. So floor division over here is minus 5 floor division 2 will give you minus 3. So minus 3 multiplied by 2 will give you minus 6, and minus 6 multiplied by minus 1 will give you plus 6, and plus 6 minus 5 will give you 1. Okay, so over here you see this is the complete relation. Minus 5 minus 3 into 2, this is minus 6. Minus 6 into minus 1 is plus 6. So plus 6 minus 5 is your plus 1. So this way you can evaluate the remainder when first value is minus and the other value is negative. So see here, in the next case, when both values are positive, so what should be the remainder? It's very simple. So because there is no sign, means all the values are positive, and in the positive values you can easily find out the modulo. So 5 modulo 2 will give you 1. So over here there is no problem at all. Okay, but you'll face problem here when A is 5 and B is minus 2. So again, I would suggest that you should fill the values of this relation here. R is equal to Nm minus Q into dr. So over here, since A is positive, so over here A is positive, that is 5 modulo minus 2 means plus 5 minus, and this is what, minus 3, and this is what, minus 2. So minus 2 minus 3 plus 6 and minus 1 multiplication will give you minus 6, and this is positive 5. So minus 6 plus 5 is minus 1. So in this case it will give you minus 1. Okay, hope you got the point. And if you not, then we'll move to Python once again. And in Python, A is minus 5 and B is 2, then A modulo B is plus 1, and if you change the number, A is equal to plus 5, B is equal to minus 2, then A modulo B will give you minus 1, which we have discussed in our presentation. Hope this is clear to you. So what's next? What is next? Next is this. It's a very simple. Means how to find out greater of two integers using bool. Bool is a type which gives either true or false. So any non-zero value, bool gives true or 1, and for any zero value, bool gives false or 0. So see here, I'm again loading it. I have A as 900, B as 324, and we want to find out which is the greater. So over here I am going to directly say print A into bool of A floor division B plus B into bool of B floor division A. So what should be the getter? Over here, 900 is the getter. And suppose A becomes 80 and B becomes say 90. So which is the getter? Over here, I'm going to copy this. Boom. So it gives 90. Now try to understand. A is 900 from this case. A is 900. 900 floor division 324. That is 900 floor division 324 will give you 2. So bool of 2 will give you true. True means 1. So 900 into 1 is 900 plus B is 324 and bool of B floor division A. So B is 324 and A is 900. So it will give you 0 and that is bool of 0 is false. That is 0 only. So 324 multiplied by 0 will give you 0 here. So this value is 900 plus 0 and the getter value is 900. And over here the first value is greater and here second value is greater. To see how this statement prints 90. So what is A? A is 80. A floor division B. So 80 floor division 90 will give you 0. And this time 80 multiplied by 0 is 0 plus B is 90 and 90 floor division 80 will give you 1. So bool of 1 will give you 1. 1 multiplied to 90. So over here this is 80 and this has become 0. But this time this is 90 into 1. It gives 90. So using bool type, we easily find out the greater of the two integers. Hope the concept is clear. And if the concept is clear and if you understand how to use modulo and floor division in this slide, and if you understood the relation of numerator, quotient and denominator and remainder, and I'm damn sure that you'll understand how to evaluate the remainder and quotient, floor division quotient. So if you like the video and if you understand the concept, kindly share it with your friends. And if you have not subscribed my channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to get the notification of the video as and when new video is uploaded. So meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.